Half Square Mama says, I sometimes think it's some kind of idolatry. I don't mean that as an unkindness, but he has become infallible to so many. I don't understand. How has loving your neighbor been lost by so many? That's a great question. That is an absolutely great question. And I think today I saw a symptom of exactly that problem. Because I did what was unthinkable. I got on Twitter and I scrolled through Twitter. And there's a couple of things that I noticed. One of the things that I noticed was one person commented, about the war in Ukraine and said something along the lines of, how does us supporting Ukraine, what does that do for us? Yeah, what does supporting Ukraine do for us? Well, Ukraine's been invaded by another nation, a neighbor, and supporting them helps their people fight for their freedom, helps their people undermine the invasion, helps their people maybe push back the invaders. It's pretty straightforward, but the question still stands, and the question is still accurate in that it really, like in the immediate, it doesn't do anything for you. You're right. How does helping Ukraine help us? Right now, it doesn't do anything. Now, if Russia rolls over Ukraine and ends up on the border of Poland, and Poland ends up invaded by Russia because Russia decides that's it, we're going to go for it, then all of a sudden NATO goes to war. But of course, the United States may decide, well, we're not going to go and break that particular article of the treaty, in which case the rest of NATO goes and we do what needs to be done. And again, you could even argue there, and we didn't affect us at all. Sure, I hear you. Here's the problem. It's not about you. Just because something may not impact you directly doesn't mean you shouldn't try to help. It doesn't mean you shouldn't try to provide. I guess what I'm getting at to answer that question is it strikes me that what have you done for me lately is the latest Bible verse that some of these people are truly passionate about. What have you done for me lately seems to be the Bible verse that is being preached in some of these Christian circles. It's about them. And they've forgotten that living a Christian life is not about me. If I'm living a Christian life, my life as servant to all is about those around me. And Ukrainians are around me. And Russians are around me. And Palestinians are around me. And the Lebanese are around me. And Indians are around me. And Venezuelans are around me. Like, my neighbor is everyone's my neighbor. Just because it doesn't affect me doesn't mean I don't have a responsibility. Just because it doesn't impact me directly in the here and now, in the immediate, doesn't mean as a Christian I'm supposed to ignore it. It doesn't mean as a Christian I don't have a responsibility to pitch in as I am able. Now, again, as I continued scrolling through Twitter and I found other comments, I was like, wow, I guess I'm sad with myself that I didn't notice it before, but that's a dominant trait. It's about me. It doesn't impact me. So therefore, I'm not going to care about it. It doesn't impact me, so I'm going to take my support away from it. It doesn't impact me, so I'm going to say no to it. It doesn't impact me, so you're on your own. The church of what have you done for me lately seems to be, well, the church of what have you done for me lately seems to be a very popular church right now. Amen.